Jenny Lovell was known to many as Love It Jenny. And to her family, she truly embodied the act of love and care for others. We spoke with Valerie Lovell, one of her sisters, who remembers her as a force.
She was a force because she would make friends with everybody. She, unlike myself, at that growing up, I was not friendly. I was a hedgehog. She, on the other hand, was. She made friends with everybody. She would always be bringing somebody upstairs to my mom and say, "Mommy, can we give Mr. Neal some food or some of that nice photo bun?" That was her, and she grew up like that and remained like that. Um, in her case, what you see is what you get. She was that person on the TV. That was her. That started early, but she's older than I am. But ever since I could remember, she's been singing from we were children. And when my grandmother would go shopping in the market, and I would go, and she would go, and she'd be singing for all the butchers in there. And Mr. Evan Blaze had a shop on Cemetery Road, and she'd go in there and sing too. One of her favorite songs to sing was Blessed Assurance. Her sad movie. She loved to sing those songs. I think we inherited the singing voice from my mom, but of all the Lovell sisters, she was the one with the magnificent voice.
Frankie Renaud, Belizean composer, remembers her as the lead vocalist in Mass in Blues and the Mission Singers. Since then, they have collaborated many times, and he was shocked to hear of the news.
I offer my condolences. As you said earlier in your introduction, it was such a shock to hear this news. And I quite frankly didn't actually believe it because I know things on Facebook and things I get all wildly misconstrued and blown up. So I waited for a while and then it all sank in. And I suppose over time I will digest the whole thing. But no, Jenny, to talk about what you asked me, I can't remember. I must have been 14 or 15, which is quite some time ago, as you might have guessed. And we met, I can't remember exactly how, but I was looking for singers because my piano teacher, Laura Stain, had died very tragically in an accident. And I was encouraged to write something for her. And that is how Mass and Blues started. And having written this music, I obviously needed singers to sing and people to play the instruments. Well, so I don't know who recommended. I think we'd always heard of little groups of singers, and she was a part of a group that sang at St. John's College. And I listened to her voice and thought, she is the right person for me. And it's quite uncanny that such a choice led to so many years of working with her. And the qualities that she had in her voice were quite amazing. And I haven't actually heard such qualities in anyone else. She had a purity of voice and a sort of innocent voice, which was just perfect for what I was doing with Mass and Blues. And I'm sure you've heard her singing, Help Me Accept What I Cannot Change, and all those lovely religious melodies that we did in Mass and Blues. So she worked with me, and she was a very, as you know, very bubbly personality, kept me in check, and and always forthright as well. Not only bubbly, but she would tell you what she thought. So she didn't hold that back. And we worked for so many years on all the albums I did. She was actually in Mass and Blues, Celebration, and We Are Belize. All these things she features in, and I remember her with great love and affection. And it is a severe loss in a way for the musical community in Belize.
Karen Vernon has worked with her on countless productions. Today, she shared what it was like working with Jenny.
She was very easy to work with. People would look at her to be a diva, which she presented for a musical stage life. but she was such a bubbly, energetic, loving person, caring person. She always cared about what was happening. How are you doing? And I think that comes from her professional life as a mental health therapist.
Indeed, mental health was Lovell's life's work. Kathy Esquivel of the Mental Health Association discussed her contribution to mental health in Belize.
Well, Jenny was the president of the Mental Health Association for many years. I don't have the dates in my head, but it was for a long while. And she was a consistent advocate for mental health services in Belize. And she showed by her actions and by her words how committed she was. And I know she reached out to many people and helped them with whatever struggles they had. She will really be missed.
And she was a noted national figure, a true icon. Prime Minister Briceño called her a national treasure in the House today.
That voice, remember Marcin Blues, when she's one of the most, I guess one of the most, probably the best album Belize has ever produced. With Frankie Reno, all of them were just little kids when he took out Marcin Blues. And I wish that more and more Belizeans should be aware of that music. She was a national treasure.